Oh my goodness, boiling water.
Look,
Mrs. Klug, what are we going to do today?
let's make macaroni and cheese.
Oh,
You
yummy,
thought
yummy,
that
yummy.
it was easy to make it from a box. But today I'm going to show you how easy it is to make it with noodles and these ingredients. Not many. Cheese, milk, flour, and butter. So here's the noodles. I've already started the water boiling. So I am reading my instructions that are right here. I just washed my hands before I started the camera. So I'm not going to wash my hands because I already did that. But here's our recipe. And it says, I got all the ingredients together. I brought a large salted water to boil. And I'm cooking the macaroni noodles. I'm pouring them all in there. It says an 8-ounce box. And that's what this is. It's actually 16-ounce box, but it's okay. It's a box of elbow macaroni. Okay? And then we
How long are
do,
we going to cook that?
it says to cook it.
So part 2, we're going to pick up at the time. How long are we cooking these noodles?
We're going to cook them for 10 minutes. 8 to 10 minutes. So let's say 9. So there it is, start. So there it is. So we know that this is a half a cup of butter. It says it on here. It says this is a quarter, this is a third, and this is a half. Thank you, Mr. Klug, for stirring. So I'm going to cut this.
Oh no, turn the heat down.
I'm going to cut this in half because our directions say melt butter in a saucepan. So I'm taking my butter and I'm putting this in here.
We stir that.
Okay? You guys, one of the things that I know in my life is if you put a metal spoon in boiling water, it won't boil over. So let's just put that little spoon right there.
Get out.
And
I
it
didn't
will
know
help.
that.
It'll help it from boiling over.
It gets hot though, so be careful.
Yeah. So it does get hot, but this little metal thing will help it.
That's an amazing trick.
So,
I never knew that.
I have on medium heat. Right here, medium
You need
heat.
to stir this so it doesn't get...
I'll stir this so they don't all stick to the bottom of the pan. That is what the problem can be. So, I'm melting the butter in a saucepan over medium heat. Here it is. The butter is melting, 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 melting. Let it melt. I am hard sometimes and I don't take my time. But right now we just need to let this melt over medium heat. So while that is melting, I'll put the spoon right here and I'll come over here to the noodles so they don't stick. I don't know what, there they go. Sometimes that's why the handle's good. We can just scoop these up so they don't stick. When I was at the store today, I noticed that they have whole wheat noodles. If you're brave, you could try whole wheat noodles. But, oh, here we go. Okay, so we're gonna leave our metal spoon in there so it doesn't boil over, and we're gonna put this right there on the spoon rest. So this is still melting. Melting, 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 melting. What this kind of makes is something some cooks call a roux. I don't know why, but they call it a roux. It must be some kind of French word, but it makes it like a little paste. So the cheese makes a sauce. So I'm melting the butter. It's melting, it's melting, it's melting. I'm melting. Mr. Klug is stirring the noodles. This does take attention because it can get very gooey. Okay, the butter is just about melted. And the next thing it tells me to do it tells me to stir in the flour, which is a 1/4 cup. Plop that in there. A 1/2 teaspoon of salt.
You should mix it. You should mix it.
I will mix it. Just 2 seconds. I gotta mix all of it. He's telling me what to do. Can you believe it? 1/2 teaspoon of salt. So that's what this is. So I'm just sticking it in my salt shaker. So I get a 1/2 teaspoon. And pepper to taste. I have a pepper ground. Not everybody does. But I will just put a little pepper in there. You can put more later. And like I've said before, you can put Old Bay in this. You can put all kind of stuff. So then you're going to stir this until it says you're going to stir it till it's smooth for about 5 minutes, it says. And it kind of looks a little pasty. Kind of looks a little silly, gross and silly. But we're going to stir it till it's smooth. So it says about 5 minutes, but that's looking pretty smooth to me. So then it says, the next thing it says to do, I think then you can turn it down a little bit, is to slowly pour in the milk, stirring continuously. So I'm putting the milk in, slowly I'll stir it a little bit. I'm stirring a little more. So that was 2 cups of milk. So it says, continually stirring until it's smooth and bubbly. So I'm just going to stir this. You make that little flour mixture so it is, you think you're done?
Yeah.
You make that little so it gets thicker. Milk just wouldn't thicken on its own, but if you add that flour, if you've ever watched your mom make gravy, that's kind of how you make gravy too. You make a little, what's called a roux. So I'm stirring it. It says 5 minutes. We'll see how long it takes to get bubbly. And then you guys, this bag that I bought of cheese that we're going to use, it already is 2 cups. So that's how much we need. So I'm not going to even have to measure that. What?
Stir.
I'm stirring.
Yes.
What? The noodles? The noodles are getting bigger. Yeah, make sure you stir the noodles. I don't know why they're sticking so much. But they do stick and you don't want to burn your pan. Okay. So now I gotta stir the other thing. Oh, leave that in there. Oh, it's getting a little thicker. We want this to get bubbly. And you need to stir it so it doesn't burn on the bottom. Okay, 15 more seconds.
Oh, countdown.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Woohoo! Noodles are done.
Okay, the noodles are done. So this is what you do. You take the noodles out. And remember we talked about making pasta? And I'm going to pour them in here in my colander. And that will drain the water out of them. So see, there are some noodles that are still left. Here's this. Okay. I'm only going to use half of these noodles for this because it only needs half. So I'm going to put these back over here for a minute. I'm not going to put them on the heat because I don't want them to burn. So I'm going to turn that off for just a minute. So this is getting a little thicker. Make sure you get the bottom of this because this does stick on the bottom and you think, oh no, it's never going to work. It's never going to get thick. Okay, let's let it sit for a minute.
What an amazing trick to put the metal spoon in the pasta so it doesn't boil over. I never knew that. I learned something. I was so happy I was your cameraman today. You never told me that. You always just laughed when the pot overflows.
It is a pain when that pot overflows. And it always tends to do that. So this has to get bubbly. It's not getting bubbly yet. What?
Turn the heat up a little bit.
I'll turn it up a little bit. Don't turn up too much. A little bit of heat. Maybe that'll help it. It does feel like it's getting a little thicker. Let it get a little bubbly. I don't think you all heard my joke. But my joke is...
Where's your hat?
Oh, that's okay. Maybe I did. I did tell you my joke on St. Patrick's Day about the leprechaun. So I don't have another joke. Do you have a joke, Mr. Klug? No jokes.
Okay, there's bubbles.
No, it's not that.
It'll get thick when you put the cheese in it.
It says smooth and bubbly. So let the bubbles come. Let's let the bubbles come a little bit more.
Keep stirring so you don't burn the milk.
So you have to be patient, but it is smooth right now, but it needs to get a little bubbly. It definitely is thicker. It's not just water. That made it bubbly. Somebody's computer is making some noise.
No computers during class. No phones during class. Come on, I saw a bubble.
Oh. You gotta be patient, because if it doesn't get thick, it won't be good.
Are we there yet?
Almost.
How about now? Are we there yet?
He's so impatient, guys. My little cameraman is impatient. Now it's bubbly. So it says, the last thing it says is add cheddar cheese and stir until it's all melted. So I'm adding my whole 2 ounces. And I got mild cheddar. So you can get, if you want if you like it cheesy or, I don't know, I like mild. It's kind of, you can kind of be safe. And you guys, again, you gotta stir this because you don't want everything to stick together. But that's good. My sauce is thick. It's good. It's getting cheesy. You can see the cheese is melting. We're gonna stir it. Now you guys, you could add all kinds of stuff. You could add Old Bay to this. You could add whatever you wanted to add. But look at that cheese sauce. Look how easy that was. And you guys, there's no real chemicals in this. It's just good, wholesome food. And now all I'm gonna do is I'm taking this sauce and I'm just gonna take it and I'm gonna pour it on the noodles. So I really recommend immediately, don't forget to turn off the stove, but immediately, once you've gotten all the cheese out of here that you want to get, take this and put this, fill it full of water so that it doesn't all stick and is gross. This lab, we never had time to finish it, and I always got left cleaning all the dishes. So please don't leave your parents with adult to do this. So then all you have to do is stir.
And eat.
And eat. I think I could put more noodles in here, you think?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna put the rest of the noodles in here. I think it's enough for all those noodles. So some people like to bake it at this point, and then they bake it, and then they put it in, put breadcrumbs over it. So if you wanted to just sprinkle breadcrumbs on it, you could do that too. So guys, how simple is that? Here it is. It looks just like bowl. It looks like macaroni cheese, like I made it from a box, but it's so much better. There it is.
Yum, yum.
Yum, yum. So enjoy, have fun, be safe, and good night. See you in the morning. Bye-bye.